Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Social Equity. I'm your host, Sophia Spallino, and I'm so glad that you're here because as a woman, I want to see other women win in business. And one of the greatest tools in the world is social media. If you know how to leverage social media to build your brand, you will never be hungry. And as I like to say, I don't want to teach you how to just go to the restaurant and buy your dinner. I want to actually teach you how to cook it yourself. So I'm not gatekeeping. I'm sharing all of my secrets when it comes to social media sales and business here on Social Equity. So if you haven't listened before, you're going to love this podcast. You're going to want to subscribe and save the show to refer back to because these are all like miniature trainings. Honestly, I could charge for each and every one of these, but I want to give you something that you can take out your notebook, take some notes, and then take action on everything that I teach. And I promise, if you take action on everything that I teach, you will not fail, because if you do not quit, you will not fail. That's the thing about the internet. There's this belief that there's a way to just get rich quick. And the honest truth is nothing about what I've been able to build in the past few years has been quick. I have studied, I have put in time, and I have put in energy. And throughout all of the years of being a creator on social media, I started to realize what actually works to bring in revenue and what doesn't, because there's a difference in creating content that is beautiful and creating content that earns revenue. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to waste time making beautiful things. I want to be living a beautiful life. And so that is why I have simplified my content so much, really dug into content strategy, really decided to eliminate anyone who wasn't my ideal audience, ideal target market, ideal client. And if I do not sound like I'm speaking directly to you in this podcast episode, you can click off, because I want to speak to literally the one woman who needs to hear this from me today. The one woman who says, I'm ready for something different. I'm ready to do something I've never done before to get a different result. So today's episode is going to be for my coaches, entrepreneurs, creators out there who want to learn how to make even more money online. Maybe you've made some, maybe you're making steady income, but it's time that you make more and you just aren't sure how yet. So first of all, let's figure out what do you even charge? How do you even position yourself to charge more than what someone else is charging? How do you even charge what someone else is charging? How do you know? Okay. How do you know what to charge for your service, your product, your coaching, your consulting? This is one of the questions I get the most often in my DMs. People will say, I'm just getting started. I don't know what to charge. The truth is, depending on your niche, there's a lot of different confusing ways you could think about this. You could just research what a bunch of people are charging and then come to a medium cost and make that your rate. But I think that there's two important things you need to consider beyond what other people in your industry are charging. And those two questions are, what number is your minimum rate per hour per project that you will do it for? What is that minimum number? Like the very lowest you would go. What is not a discount, because I don't ever recommend discounting your services. But if you had to negotiate with somebody, what would be your lowest number? I'm not saying to make this your number. I just want to know what is the lowest you'd provide the service, the product, if you're a creator, the video. What is the lowest number for you? Get that in your mind. Get that crystal clear. Then for the same offer, what number lights you up? Because there's a number that really excites you and feels like an equal energetic exchange. It might make you a little nervous whenever you say that number out loud. What number is that for you? So to recap, what number is the minimum number you will roll out of bed for? And then what number lights you up? Like, it just feels super inspiring. It's exciting. You know that you're going to put your best work out there because you're so excited that someone's investing in you, and you're going to invest your time, talent, and energy into them, or whatever your product or service is, right? So for example, for me, my minimum is 150 to 200 depending on the product or service. Right now, this is May 1st. That is my minimum. That is like, if you were a friend, that is your rate, because I don't go lower than that. I'm talking like best friends. Like, that's like my family. $200 an hour for what I do. Now, the number that lights me up isn't hourly right now. The number that lights me up is in my group program, a certain price. And I'm not going to say that just yet because I'm still finalizing things and I'm still working through this with what feels good, what feels like a fair exchange, what number is going to be a number that inspires people to actually do the work. Because that's another thing. If you charge too little for your product or service, people will not value it. Now, if you're a coach or creator, but specifically a coach or consultant, and what you are doing requires your client to do their part, i.e., you could be a trainer, you could be a nutritionist, something where the actual client has to put in some work. If you charge too low for your product or service, your client will not put in work. And guess what's going to happen? They're not going to hire you again. They're not going to tell their friends about you, and they're not going to see any results because there wasn't enough skin in the game for them financially to invest and actually make a change. So that is why it is a disservice to your client to charge too low. And I know that sounds crazy because they will not follow through. Can you think of any example in your life where you've done this, where you got something on sale and then it became not so special to you? Or maybe because you got it at a certain price off the sale rack, you didn't see it as that valuable. But other people came up to you and was like, oh my gosh, where'd you get that? But in your head, it just wasn't worth that much because you got it off the sale rack. So many times in life, I make investments in products and love those products and cherish them because of the price I paid for them, and not that the quality is any better. It's just the energetics behind that product. So when I spend $1,500 on a pair of shoes, the way I feel when I walk in that pair of shoes is so elevated, and it's an energetic investment for myself. Now, that's not saying that I could never wear shoes that weren't that expensive. No, but when I walk in wearing something that makes me feel like the woman I am becoming every day, more and more of myself, a successful, badass business bitch, those are the shoes I need to step into. So when I invest in something, I actually level up. Every time I spend more money, I level up. And so if you're in this industry of coaching, if you're charging too little, your clients will not level up. Your clients will not take action. In fact, sadly, so many people who listen to my free content will never actually take the action to get to the next level. Why? Because it's free. This podcast is disposable to them. Now, the people who are listening to this, who are going to take massive action and change their whole life, it are the women who are already paying me or have paid me for consulting. Whether that's one session or multiple sessions, they are invested in themselves. So they come to consume my free content knowing that they're going to pay for another consulting call with me, or maybe they're in my VIP program, maybe they're in the group program, and they are taking action because they are invested and they see the energy that I'm pouring into this and want to give that to their business. So that is why it is a disservice. You have to truly believe this. I need you to pick up what I'm laying down. This is so important to grasp. Otherwise, you will never get behind energetically. You will never get behind your number, your rate that you give to people. You have to feel in your soul it is a disservice to charge 1 penny less than what I charge. And if anyone asks for a discount, they are not your customer. They are just not. There's a time and place where you can consider with our other service providers some sort of trade. But that still needs to be a trade with cash, because cash is a motivator. Cash is, I respect you, your time, your energy, your expertise. So have you thought about it? Have you come to the conclusion? What number is your minimum number? What number is the number that is your absolute lowest? And then what number lights you up? Like, it excites you so much. You feel like you could get behind it, though. You could say it out loud and you wouldn't feel like you were lying. You wouldn't have the imposter syndrome. Then I want you to reach for an imposter syndrome number. Maybe it's $50 over an hour than what you were saying before. Maybe it's $200 over an hour than what you were saying before. And when you are going in to, and this only applies not to coaches, but it applies to service providers. If you're going in with a hardballer client that you know you've been told they haggle you down or whatever, that's when you start high and you work your way down, you leave some wiggle room. But you do not normally plan for that. You normally just say the number that lights you up and then proudly say, I don't offer discounts. This is the final price. This is my best price. This is my job. This is why my clients get the best results, because I am here. I am all in. I am dedicated. And I believe that being funded and fully supported financially by the client's dollar, I can fully support you and provide blank, 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 blank. This is why my clients get results. Because when I'm fully supported, they can be fully supported. And that, my friend, is how you know what to charge, because it is going to be different for everyone. Recently, I raised my rates. This is another way to make more money. So first, knowing what to charge. After you've been charging it for a while and you get comfortable, if there's ever a feeling of resentment towards a client, it is because it is time to raise your rates, or you just have a really shitty client and you're not aligned with the purpose. The cool thing is, when you have what I would call aligned rates that are high enough for you to feel supported, and rates that your clients know you can get them results for if they take the action, you are in the sweet spot of only attracting aligned clients. So it is very rare that I come across any of these situations anymore. But if you're ever feeling misalignment with a client, or you're feeling just not excited to be doing the work, then that is because you're experiencing some resentment because you're not charging enough. So, raising your rates. How can you raise your rates? What makes you worthy of raising the rates? Well, first of all, you can be showing the client results. You can be looking at your experience, and your experience has now made you more valuable in the eyes of the consumers. You are sharing experience. You're sharing client results. You are sharing client reviews. Results. This is what builds you credibility. This is what makes you more sought out in your industry. On social media, your content should be so fucking good that it is your credibility. Like, so good that no one needs to ever talk to you for longer than a quick DM of like, yeah, can you do this with me? Yes. Okay. Here's the invoice. That should be how your sales funnel works, because your content should be so good and share so much about what you do, how you do it, and how you do it well, that the people who are interested in working with you don't need to get on a consulting call to see if they want to hire you. In fact, I do not believe in free consultations, because every time someone talks to me, they leave with value. And if you are as passionate about your purpose as me, I know that if you get on a call with someone, they leave with clarity. So I would never call something a free consultation. You can have a clarity call, but it does cost money to meet with you because they will leave with value. And if you're not sure about that, I want you to think, well, what do my clients leave with? Even if we just have a first meeting, what is the result? Clarity. They get clarity of their next steps, whether or not they work with you. But of course, they're going to want to work with you because that first call went so well. This is what I want you to do for yourself. This is how I want you to see yourself. If you're the best in the industry and you're positioning your content as I'm the best in the industry, I know what the fuck I'm talking about. People will not question it. You believe yourself, people will believe you. They're not comparing rates. They want you because you are selling in your content every day. They want you because you are showing up every day. They want you because they're getting to know you in your Instagram stories as a real human, and they're seeing all of the professional results that you've gotten for your clients. That is how you raise your rates, because your content is your credibility. You are showing reviews, you are showing results, you are showing testimonials. Content is your credibility. If you want your content to be profitable for you, quit worrying about pretty things and start posting content that makes you money, meaning that you're showing up saying, this is what I do. This is how I've done it. Are you next? I have full faith that somebody out here listen to this episode, and if it's you, DM me, because I'll be so excited and happy to dance with you, and you're going to double your rates. Because you feel the call, you are worthy of it. And you do not want to experience resentment in your business anymore. You're tired with that shit. You did not start this business to feel resentment as if you're going to work. You hear me? You have a bigger purpose, and your bigger purpose requires you to wake up and be in alignment every day. So you cannot continue not getting what you deserve. Do you understand? Awesome. If you enjoyed this episode, I would love to see you in my programs. You can learn more at sophiaspallino.com. It is May 1st when I'm recording this. I have a feeling I'll have a group program by now, and it is going to be the most incredible group coaching program for creators, entrepreneurs, and coaches who are ready to get to the next level in their business. Maybe they've made some money online, but they're ready to make more. Maybe they've made some sales, but they're ready to make more. They're ready to get to the next level. So from business strategy to social media strategy to mindset work, that is what's going to be covered. And it is going to be a transformational experience that is high touch with me. And I cannot wait to work with you. So it's May 1st as I'm recording this, but if you feel called to this program, then answer the call. Go to the link in my bio. I'd love to work with you. And how do you want to work with me? Do you want to work with me one-on-one, or you want to work with me in the group? See what the options are. I know right now I'm fully booked out for the next, 3 to 4 months for my VIP program. But you can always apply and get on the waiting list. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you, and I sincerely believe that you can be just as successful as me. Just apply these tips and take action every single day. I'm not here to tell you that any of this was easy, but I am here to tell you that when you don't quit, it works. I'm Sophia Spallino, the host of Social Equity. Thanks for listening to the podcast and sharing it with your friends. If you got value from this episode, be sure to subscribe and listen to more episodes about mastering your entrepreneur mindset, making more money with your personal brand, manifesting your dream social media audience, and living a life doing what you love, like truly love every day. And if you love the show but don't know who I am or why you could take my advice to heart and implement my strategies and tips, allow me to introduce myself. I am a social media coach and agency founder. I have spent over 8 years in the social media space and amassed over 333,000 followers across platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, as well as hosting a top charting podcast. I am not gatekeeping the goods. I want to share my tips to help you build social equity. What's social equity? It's a little term I coined. Let's break it down. Social, in this case, short for social media. Equity, the value of an engaged online community, an asset you are building for yourself. I love helping women build social equity and watching you unapologetically take up space online and leverage your personal brand to directly earn revenue or support another revenue stream. Yes, you can strategically attract people who love to follow you on social media, believe what you say, and love to buy from you. If you're ready to stop hitting walls, take inspired action, and manifest social media success, there are 2 ways to work with me. You can hire me as your personal coach or work with me and my agency. If you want to learn how to make strategic, beautiful content and grow your brand, you can do it. I can teach you. Join my one-on-one, on-demand coaching support program to get access to me and social media lessons in real time. When you're inspired, at your own pace, I am a text away. Plus, you'll get weekly Zoom lessons. Whether you're a novice at creating or need strategic support overcoming a plateau, I can help you level up your mindset and personal brand. Apply for VIP access in the show notes. You can also book a single session if you started your personal or business social media journey and just feel stuck. Now, if you don't have time to make strategic, beautiful content, but you know you need to have a pristine social media presence, me and my team of social media stylists at Legacy the Agency can do it for you with excellence. As a perfectionist, I've had trouble letting go of doing everything myself, and I can promise you, you will scale faster and achieve so much more if you hire the right people. We are the right people, and we do things with excellence. Learn how Legacy the Agency works by going to legacytheagency.com or by visiting the link in the show notes. When you do that, you can book a clarity call on legacytheagency.com, and that will include a social media audit of what you currently have going on. Be sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Sophia Spallino. And lastly, if you feel yourself come alive and get excited to take radical responsibility for building your social equity, share this show with a friend and leave a 5-star rating and kind review wherever you listen to podcasts. Because with a positive mindset and a personal brand, I believe all things are possible. So get up and go get what you want.